We've updated the rock crawler. The reverse manual rock crawler valve body. Let me show you what we did. Well, welcome back to the CRT channel. Hello everyone. If you don't know, I'm John Cope, the owner, operator, and only employee of Cope Racing Transmissions. I have an update for you folks that use Jeeps for rock crawlers. A lot of you guys run the 904, what they call a 32RH, I believe. I have an update. Let me pull out the separator plates and I'm going to show you what has changed. So if you noticed on our website, there's a split. I believe it's 94 and later, or 95 and later. Chrysler changed the opening for the suction on their case. And they went to one that is bigger than this, okay? So what I was doing is I was building two different valve bodies depending on the year for regular suction for the pump and then what we call a large suction for the pump. So if you had a 95 and later, I was building these blue plates, which are 78 and later, and I already incorporated this little shark fin up here to cover the hole in that that large suction. It is not going to starve the pump from sucking up any fluid. Chrysler had this size opening in their torque flight valve bodies since 1962, and for whatever reason in 95 they decided to change it to a larger suction. I don't know what the reasoning was behind that, but for high performance use and whatnot, it really isn't needed because they never changed that opening on the heavy duty diesel transmissions. They only did it on the light duty transmission. So it is not going to starve the valve body or I'm sorry, I said that incorrectly. It's not going to starve the pump for any oil to pump. So this is the suction side, this is the pressure side. The pressure side stayed the same, but they made this square larger, and all I did is put a little fin on here to cover that. So if you had if you wanted a rock crawler that was 62 to 94, I was building red plates. And then if you had a 95 and later, I was building blue plates. And that's how they're listed on the website for the different years. So I finally added the fin to the red plates. So now it doesn't matter. I will take a stock separator plate and put it over there. And you can see the extra fin up here that covers a large suction hole. So now I can use the early 62 to 77 valve body, or I can use the 78 and later valve body. It doesn't matter. And that's the only reason why I've color coded my separator plates, is it was just easier for me to not make a mistake. But not so much for me, but for other people. If you see up there, I'll zoom into that. I have the red. The red is 62 to 77. The blue is 78 and up. The green is for converting 4 speeds over to 3 speeds. The yellow is for my trans brake with lockup. And the purple all the way over there on the side is for just reverse manual lockups, which I rarely do any of those. So a lot of times I'll use the purple when I run out some other stuff. So I'm going to leave the listing on the valve body the same. I'm going to leave the listing on the valve body on the website for the two different valve bodies the same. You can still order it for what year transmission you have, but now with the shark fin, I call that on there, the valve bodies will be able to interchange. It doesn't matter if you have a large suction pump case or you don't. Both valve bodies will fit either or. Also, I've been getting a lot of people asking me, a lot of these 904s in these later models, these 90s and later, and I think it goes all the way up into the 2000s. These are lockup 904s. And for rock crawling, you're just going slow over rocks. You don't need the lockup. So when you buy one of my reverse manual valve bodies, which has high pressure, low band apply, gear braking in all the gears for slowing down on the rocks, the lockup won't work. However, you can stick this valve body into a lockup transmission and the rest of the transmission will function just as normal, except it's going to be reverse pattern instead of automatic shift. I'm not going to make a lockup rock crawler. There's no need for it. Besides that, in order for me to do that, it has to be billet. And now you're talking more than double the price. Most of these rock crawler guys, they're trailering their stuff to the trails. They're doing the trails and they're trailing at home. The lockup is really for fuel mileage at highway speeds. So I just don't see that it's needed. So it's just a short video just to let you guys know. The valve bodies will be interchangeable, and I did it for me for assembly purposes. And so my daughter would be like, oh, we have rock crawler valve bodies in stock, but we have the early ones and not the late ones. I always found myself going back and forth and trying to keep two different valve bodies of the same for the different years. It was just kind of a pain in the ass. So I really like to simplify things. I like to make it easier. So I did it for me more than I did for any other reason. Was just so, because I knock out a lot of valve bodies. I did 2 of them this morning, and I'm on my 3rd one. And I still have to put on the rock crawler plate on those. I just went and lasered them. As I was building these 2 valve bodies, I was telling myself, you know what? I should probably make a video just to let the people know. I mean, on your end, you're gonna get the right valve body regardless now, no matter if it has a blue plate or a red plate. It's just gonna be easier because there's actually 2 different programs to machine the the lowers for if it's a blue plate or red plate. They're just a tad different. So, just another thing to make it easier for me at the shop here to knock out valve bodies a little bit quicker. So it's a great seller. We sell a lot of rock crawler valve bodies, and I want to say thank you to everyone who's bought one. I've always got good feedback from everybody how they like the valve body. So to you Jeep guys, thank you very much. Thanks for checking in. Make sure you share this with your Mopar Jeep friends, and we'll catch you on the next one. Mopar to you and Jeep to you. See you later.